The Diamond Light Tantra Level 3 workshop is called Opening to Pleasure, and I would like to say something about that title. Opening to pleasure is very different from striving for pleasure. It's about really opening to the pleasure that's available to us in any given moment. It's not a workshop which is about pleasuring or deriving pleasure so much from the outside, but discovering the source of pleasure within and allowing that to be present in yourself, in your body, in your relationship, and in sexuality. And from there it's an eternal wellspring where you feel enriched rather than where you feel bereft and are constantly looking and searching on the outside for someone to give you something. So we look at the theme particularly of innocence, playfulness, spontaneity, excitement, aliveness, and discover where the origins of this quality are in our lives and how to bring it into our sexual relating. Often the life goes out of sex because it becomes routine. It becomes prescriptive because there are so many limitations imposed mentally by each partner on what and how they should be with each other. If I touch her like this, she'll react like this, so I won't go there. If I do this, it might be too much, so I won't go there. If I do this, I might get frightened, so I won't do that. And there are all these unwritten rules which are continually limiting the capacity for simple free expression sexually. So in opening to pleasure, we question some of the generic rules that we impose on ourselves and our partners and start to actually look at what's our authentic truth in the moment and how is it possible for me to be in my authentic truth and you to be in your authentic truth and us to really have a beautiful connection together that acknowledges each of our beauty, so that rather than it limiting or constraining it encourages, we encourage each other to become more who we really are, more free, in a way that really cares for and acknowledges each other, where it's not about competition or a fight. We go beyond the competition to a place of being together in discovering truth, in discovering beauty and discovering love. We also explore how genital sexual pleasure can be expanded into a sense of love in the heart, a sense of bliss in the mind, how it can be a whole body experience of aliveness. We look at expanding genital pleasure to a whole body, enriching, enlivening, nourishing possibility. I'd like to offer you a tantric tip, which is, again, about opening to pleasure in the moment, rather than in looking for what isn't there. So when you're looking for what isn't there, you're coming from a place of lack. You're saying something isn't here, I'm missing something, and I'm going to look for it. So your basic premise is lack, that there isn't enough. So even if you get that thing, what you're operating from is a program that says there isn't enough. Another opportunity is to become keenly aware of what is here and to grow from that place. So one possibility is to eat a meal very slowly and in silence, and to really taste and smell and see and enjoy each moment of eating, and to really feel the nourishment that comes from the food on all levels. Bring that into the sensual sexual arena with your partner. You can be in contact, maybe you're just touching in stillness, or maybe you're gently caressing each other, and you allow yourself to become fully present in that touch, fully present in that moment of contact. And what you'll find is that that contact becomes something more. It becomes something living and breathing, and a deep communication which is very fulfilling in itself. So that instead of looking for more, you find what you already have is more, and that can in itself lead to even more. Opening to pleasure is also about coming even more fully into your body. It's about even more fully connecting with your bodily reality. Often the limitations that we perceive in our lives and in terms of pleasure come from the mind. We're having a very beautiful experience and the mind is judging it, the mind is limiting it, the mind is preventing us being touched by another or being awakened by a possibility. I often hear tantrikas say I was out and the breeze came into my face and I felt like I was being caressed by a lover. That might sound strange or airy-fairy, but isn't that a better way to live than to have your lover there loving you, caressing you, and in your mind you're saying, well, they don't really love me. So we look at bringing to the surface these hidden beliefs that limit pleasure, and we look at releasing those and finding a more realistic and a more open way of seeing the world, seeing the beloved, and seeing ourselves.